Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at a couple of 2v2 games played by Jan and Lostt on the North American server. In this first one we're going to be on Jan POV. They're playing against AJ and Schmack. Shout out to Schmack for uploading this to Ball Chasing so we can take a look at the game. And of course AJ is a player who will need no introduction to the vast majority of you. Wanted to make this video for a couple of reasons. Number one, to talk about Furia, this split, the upcoming split, the winter split for North America, and what the acquisition of Lostt means for them and indeed for the whole region of North America as a whole, and maybe indeed the world. I mean, this is a team that could be doing some damage on a world stage very, very soon. But I also wanted to talk about the recent 2v2 rank ladder. So there's been a couple of developments. If you check out the leaderboard right now, assuming that nothing's changed since I've recorded this video, you'll probably find some win traders at the very top of the ladder. Now, of course, those rankings are illegitimate. 3,000 rating, I believe, has been achieved by the win traders, or one of them. Yeah, those will be removed soon, I'm sure. Those are not real accounts. And apart from a couple of European players who have ranked higher than Jan and Lostt, of course, by playing on the EU servers, I would imagine, Jan and Lostt have become, over the past couple of days, the highest rated players on the North American server. So they're having a great run, mostly playing 2v2, I think maybe exclusively playing 2v2, partied up together. And if you want to see more of their games, they've both actually been streaming their gameplay on their Twitch channels. So be sure to check out the Twitch VODs, be sure to check out their live streams. Jan and Lostt both streaming recently on Twitch, showing their twos climb to the world, which is really exciting to see. But okay, let's talk about Furia for a second before we deep dive into these games and see what makes these two so successful as a 2v2 combination. So as most of you will know, Furia moved to North America for this season with their exact roster that had a great 2021-22 season. But after a disappointing fall split from Caio, the godfather of South American Rocket League and Brazilian Rocket League, they decided to bench Caio and pick up Lostt, who, for me, is the best player outside of the Furia roster coming out of South America. I think Lostt is ridiculously talented. Clearly, Furia's Jan and Card and the Furia management agree, because they've grabbed him, moved him to North America, and now they're ready to take NA by storm in the winter split. Now, they're not in the top 5 at the moment. I believe that they're actually going to be fighting for a top 8 spot. They're 7th equal with Complexity and Optic Gaming, which will mean that these guys are going to need to play a great save there by Jan. They're going to need to play a tiebreaker tomorrow, actually. This is another thing that I wanted to talk about today. Tomorrow, there's going to be a tiebreaker for an automatic qualification to the first regional of the split, which will be happening in a couple of weekends' time. And that'll be a tiebreaker played between Complexity, Optic, and Furia. So you definitely want to check that out. It's on Tuesday. I actually don't know the time off the top of my head, but I'm sure you can find it on the Rocket League Esports Twitter account. I'm sure you can find it on Reddit or somewhere if you do some digging. Those are some matches that you're definitely going to want to check out. It'll be the first showing in North American RCS of Lostt on Furia. Very exciting stuff. Yeah, I think this team's got ridiculous potential. My early prediction is that they will be a top 5 team in North America this split. I think G2 should be making a resurgence. I still rate that team very highly. I think FaZe and Gen G are the top 2 teams in the region. But I think, Space Station and B1, they look beatable to me. So I think those are the teams that Furia are going to be really trying to get wins on and grab one of their spots to try and get a top 5 in a winter major qualification, which would get their season right back on track, because 7th equal is not actually a terrible thing to get out of the fall split. The winter split and the spring split are the most important ones. If you're going to try and make the World Championship at the end of the year, they're worth more points. So that's what Furia are going to be trying to do. But yeah, good luck to all the North American teams. Well, and the other international teams. Complexity, of course, comprised of 2 South American players and a European. So yeah, just a completely international region. It's awesome to see all of the competition in NARLCS. I've been really enjoying it. Can't wait to see how Furia go with Lostt. But okay, I wanted to talk also about these games because they are very interesting games, and I wanted to talk about other games I've seen because the style that these two use when they're playing twos together. I've watched a bunch of their live stream matches when they're playing twos. I think the style that they're using is what I think works best right now in the 2v2 meta, and I think it will continue to work in the 2v2 meta as it develops throughout the calendar year of 2023. Now, how I would describe these two and their play style is they kind of just take turns trying to 1v2 their opponents. And the reason that this works so well right now, these days, is because if you've got two players in your team that can score goals against two opponents without much assistance, obviously they do help each other out. They, sometimes go for bumps, they go for, interceptions like Jan has there, and they do, combine in offense a lot. I think the teams and the players who are going to do the best in twos right now at the very highest level are players who can 1v2, players who can just take out an entire team by themselves and then let their teammate come in behind them and pick up the scraps. But that's the first game there. Jan putting up a really dominant display, 3 goals, 3 saves, 900 points against AJ and Schmacked. But let's jump into one more as we continue to talk about what makes Jan and Lostt such a potent combination in 2v2. Okay, so second game here, Jan and Lostt once again. We're on Lostt POV for this one, and they're up against First Killer and Candy, who did upload this replay to Ball Chasing, so shout out Candy for uploading his games so we can check out some world-class gameplay here. And I'm sure, just like last game for AJ, First Killer will need no introduction to you guys. One of the best players in North America, maybe the best player in North America for the past year or so. Definitely top 3 in the opinion of most players and most people in the scene. Okay, we're talking about what makes Jan and Lostt so effective and such a deadly 2v2 combination. Well, this is pretty much a good example of it. Just 1v2 plays back to back to back. So Lostt trying a 1v2 play there. There's always a chance that it goes in when you've got a player like Lostt going for a 1v2 play. Same thing with Jan, when you've got these guys going for 1v2 plays, it might just be a goal. Right there again, that could be a goal. If Lostt executes that to perfection, or if the opponents make a small mistake, that could easily be a goal. But they will be counter-attacked. Jan taking a bit of a risk there, and being punished on the counter. Great defense from First Killer and Candy. Candy making a key save there, First Killer with a couple. But I really do believe that this is the future of 2v2. For a long time I've been talking about the meta of 1v1 and what the best way to play 1v1 is. Although 1v1 is a game mode that has the most play styles that are viable in Rocket League, 2v2 is right there with it. I think it's the next most versatile game mode for play styles. There seems to be a best way to play though right now. If you look at other players that are at the top of the ladder, you'll see players like Jory is. First Killer's always up there, Daniel's always up there. I know AJ can climb super high in the ladder. Atto's been really high rated recently. Now, the thing that really I see in common between all of the players who are at the top of the ladder at the moment in 2v2 and the players I expect to see at the top of the ladder, TRK's up there as well. These are players who can 1v2 their opponents. They can make big aerial plays that will destroy their opponents. They can make big ground plays, big mechanical plays, pretty much anywhere that will destroy both their opponents, completely compromise their position, and create goal-scoring opportunities for them. I think that is something you just need these days in 2v2 if you're going to be one of the best twos players in the world. It's something that actually enabled Card and Jan. Nice, great goal there by Lostt. Completely unplayable. But yeah, so it's something that made Jan and Card so difficult to beat at Gamers 8 in 2v2 matches. Those two were just an incredible combination. It was Jan's 1v2 plays, although Card is no slouch as well when it comes to 1v2 plays. The other player, of course, alongside Lostt and Jan on Furia. They're all absolute monsters mechanically, and I can't wait to see them play together. But okay, on top of 1v2 plays, the other things that are extremely key at the moment include fast recoveries. If you're going to make big 1v2 plays, you're probably committing a lot of your boosts, as Jan now makes it multiple reset plays. I mean, look at this. They've just done it one at a time. Lostt with a huge play, Jan with a huge play. This is how they create goals. They don't pass too much. They do follow up in each other's plays. They do, create chaos for the other player and their team to capitalize on. Oh, that's a good pass there, though. Nice fake by Jan as well. He's calling early that he's going to leave this. So yeah, they do still occasionally go for these type of plays, but the vast majority of their pressure, the vast majority of their offense is 1v2 play attempts. And those need to be combined with fast recoveries. If you don't recover quickly after making these big 1v2 plays, and you're just leaving your defender, you're leaving your second man in a 1v2. So that, you know, the same strategy that you're going for can become your worst enemy if you don't recover quickly. So that's why these guys are always constantly zooming around the field. They're constantly trying to keep their momentum, keep their boost totals high. And that's what really allows them to be as aggressive as they are. So this is the perfect combination, really. I think they've also got good reads in defense. You know, the fact that Jan also right now sits #1 in the 1v1 leaderboard should tell you that this guy is in impeccable form coming into the winter split. He's looking good. Lostt is looking every bit as deadly as he always does. And yeah, hopefully we'll see a bit of cards soon as well. Well, we're going to see them all tomorrow, actually, in the tiebreaker. See which team will join the top 6 in NA. Which 2 teams will join the top 6 in NA, as the 8 teams automatically into event #1 without having to play the closed qual. Yeah, they're just so talented, so exciting to watch, in my opinion. I love watching the aggression. They're certainly capable defenders as well. I mean, we're getting away from the time in Rocket League's history where pure specialists exist. All of the top tier players have to be capable in every aspect of the game these days in order to compete at the highest level. We do still have, you know, somewhat specialists in 1s and in 2s. But Lostt looking like a pretty capable 1s player as well. That's something else that I'd love to see. Wonder if you guys would as well. But do you guys want to see Lostt 1v1s? Because I'd love to see Lostt in 1v1. I think he's able to follow in Jan's footsteps, just go from being a 3s demon to suddenly being one of the best 1s players in the world. He's clearly got the natural ability, he's got the potential, and he sets up a 4th goal here for Jan. Of course, the opposing team's trying to keep the ball in the air there, can't really blame them, but GG and GG's. Congrats to Jan and to Lostt on being the highest rated players. Well, we'll check. Actually, I don't know if they are right now. Let's see if they still are the highest rated players. There's Jan, #1 in 1v1. And oh, look at that. Well, actually, I think the Wind Traders might have just been banned right now. That's interesting, because I'm pretty sure I checked like 30 or 40 minutes ago, and their 3 top ranked players were actually all Wind Traders. So yeah, Psyonix look like they've removed them. Yeah, Atto, #1, he's a European server player. Then there's Jan and Lostt, the top 2 NA server players. Next in line would be LJ and Beast Mode. It's a great company here, although it looks like they've built quite a lead for themselves, Jan and Lostt. Going to be interesting to see if any of the other top tier 2v2 combos in NA start to queue up together just like they have. Because obviously queuing together with one player is going to help you rank up, and it's going to help you get wins. So I attribute some of their success to that, but definitely an impressive thing to do in such a short time frame regardless. Be sure to check them out live on their Twitch streams, like I said, if you want to see them do it in other matchups for hours on end. But yeah, I'd love to see teams like Daniel Beast Mode running into them. I'd love to see First Killer plus any of the players he's been successful with. LJ Chronic is a good 2s team, so I'd love to see other top tier NA 2v2 teams hitting up the rank ladder when they know Jan and Lostt are playing, and see if we'll get any battles for that #1 spot in NA. Well, top 2 spots in NA, I should say. I think this is Jan and Lostt throwing down the gauntlet. They're saying, hey, we're just queuing up together. You all know that we're queuing up together. If you're going to beat us, the best advice would be also to queue up together, and let's see who really is the best 2v2 team. But yeah, like I said, good luck to these guys tomorrow in the tiebreaker for the last 2 RLCS spots for this split. The auto-qualified RLCS spots. They can still make the event through closed qualifier if they don't make it through the tiebreaker. But yeah, good luck to Furia, Optic, and Complexity. Be sure to tune into that as well. Lots of action coming up. RLCS coming back very, very soon. Well, it's already back for EU. Just had the closed qual yesterday. So yeah, plenty of action coming soon to the channel, as well as show matches. Yeah, if you guys want to see Lostt 1v1s, let me know. Maybe that's something we can make happen. Definitely want to see some more Jan and Card 1v1s. I know those guys are definitely top tier. But yeah, appreciate you guys tuning into this one. Hopefully it was an interesting and what's the word I'm trying to say? Informative is the word I'm trying to say. Interesting and informative video for you guys. And yeah, appreciate you tuning in. I'll see you all next time. Have a great night.